Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky. Good morning. I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky.
You are too.
This morning for our virtual coffee, we started talking about overstimulation.
Stimulation. Put your attention to the test.
It is. It's putting your attention to the test. And I have been failing lately.
Oh, no.
I'm going to be real. I have realized that my attention span has weakened.
Waned.
It has
waning.
waned. I went to an art workshop on Saturday that was scheduled for 5 hours. After an hour, I was like, okay, I've learned the information. I'm ready to go.
Got what I need. I'm gone. I'll go do this.
Can I just take mine home and work on it there? Like I literally was done. And there was several components to it. My attention was done. My focus was done. I was tired of talking. It felt like there was too many things going on at once. And I literally was like, if I am going to art for 5 hours, I don't want the pressure of socializing with that.
Oh, wow. There you go.
So that is overstimulation.
That is overstimulation. And the one thing I think that we do need is another art project at the house.
Oh, stop. Okay. What he's referring to is if you look around our house, I've got mannequins, I've got puzzles, I've got a whole sewing room. I've got
paintings.
Piano room, paintings in
You're an artist.
my journal room. Like I am an artist. I'm a creator.
Boundless creativity. Like even your ideas are, I think, artful because you think differently. But I get this overstimulation thing. Like
I am overstimulated. Sometimes I wake up and I go, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing today. And so then I go and make a list. And my list is literally front page, 2 columns, and I just
back
burped.
column. Did you just burp on air?
I did. I just burped. Excuse me. And a backside. And so then I feel overwhelmed about my to-do list. So I do the things that I know I can do, like unload the dishwasher and maybe take out the trash, put a load of laundry in, set the vacuum cleaner, the automatic vacuum cleaner.
The Roomba.
Yeah. Anyway, those little things. I start doing little things to almost circumvent my to-do list because I don't know where to start.
And it also is a place, because I do that same thing. Like if I don't have that clear intention of what I want to put my focus on first thing, mm-hmm. I have the mental to-do list and I start doing the easiest things first, or the things that are just routine or that I can do with my eyes closed pretty much.
Because you do get a little cortisol by marking them off.
Yeah, and I try to do them quickly. Like I will rush through those easy things.
Why do you rush though?
I think it's because I know that there's bigger, harder things to do, or bigger, more consuming things to do.
Now,
but then I wear myself out on the tiny things.
I will say the 7 habits of highly effective people
it's opposite of that.
Do the hard things first.
Yeah, eat the elephant first. Or eat the frog first.
While your energy is fresh.
Right. And I know this because we've taken time to look at where our most productive, when we're most productive, how we're most productive. And I know for me that it's in the mornings after we meditate.
It's before noon.
It's before the sun comes up.
Once we take a lunch break, our day's done.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I feel like from 5 a.m., I meditate from 4 to 5, and then from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. is
rock and roll.
My window of getting things done.
It is the most creative, most productive, most intentional. And I understand this overstimulation because in the world in general, in the last, actually forever.
Yeah.
At whatever time in life you were born, as you grow, you grow into more options, more availability of things, more opportunities. Mm-hmm. And we start thinking all these things that we could do, and we take our mind off of that, the main thing that we want to do. So there's plenty of stimulation, and it's always grown. Like innovation has just kind of been constant. It has, I think it went up exponentially when technology started becoming a big factor in this. And so that created this new thing that we just could suck our time, our emotional, mental, and spiritual and physical bandwidth.
It's almost like the technology has helped us spin even more plates at once.
Yeah. So,
which for my brain, and maybe it's hormonal, I don't know, but I do feel like I'm having a harder time just focusing in on anything. I even know that sometimes when Jason and I are just trying to have a conversation, it feels like the phones come out. Or if we're watching a movie, it's getting harder and harder to sit through a 2-hour movie and have that be the only thing I'm doing.
And you mentioned it earlier that it's kind of like, how do we get in the now, like in the present moment, get grounded and say, okay, where am I? What am I doing? What is it I want to focus on, so that I can drown out the other
everything
things.
Else. Like it's almost like I need a thicker filter.
Oh, that's powerful.
A thicker filter of what's important.
And labeling it like this is exactly what I want. What does that path look like? Because I don't have to take every road in America to get there if I'm traveling. But I can pick one path, and what's
the
along
main
that
thing
path.
is to keep the main thing the main thing. So what is the main thing? That's the question. What's the main thing?
Yeah, and just writing that out and knowing it. Like, so for me, that just brought me to your vision board. Mm-hmm. And you've got a lot of things on your vision board, but it all you fill out, like whenever you put a vision board together,
it happens.
You make it happen.
Oh, I know.
And so, and it's on this path. We don't necessarily know the path, but it all comes together because you put your focus and attention on those
and
things.
And sometimes I do that subconsciously. I don't even realize that I'm doing that. So maybe I do need to make a new vision board and ask myself the question, what is it that I want? What is it that is important to me right now?
Yeah. And then you can start saying, this is where I'm going. Like, these are the stops on the map that I'm going to hit. And that drowns out it's not going to drown out everything, but it's going to drown out a lot of that overstimulation.
Yeah, it's almost like I need to be grounded. I literally feel like I am. You use the analogy of a fire hose that isn't
just turned on and nobody's holding it.
Yeah, and it's just moving in all different directions and going here and there and everywhere, and water is splattering everywhere. That's how I feel about life right now. And it feels like everyone is throwing out what's important to them, and I'm just trying to exist. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like, I'm just trying to get along right now.
I really just feel like I'm trying to survive, and I looked this morning to see if it was Veterans Day, and next thing you know, I'm celebrating Origami Day, and I'm folding paper.
It's like 20 different days right now.
Yeah,
it's National Bully Day.
I'm like, oh my gosh. I didn't even know that this was happening. Oh, I better contact so-and-so and say, hey, I hope you don't get picked on today.
Because you look very pick-onable.
You look like the type that would be bullied.
That's right.
That's so rude.
Better call some bullies and tell them, you better stop bullying today.
Anyway, it feels like there's just so much. And, when we had COVID, it was the opposite. It feels like the pendulum has swung to the other side. It's like during COVID, everything shut down, and it has, over the last 3 or 4 years, taken a little while for things to get ramped up again. And it feels like it is almost going to a different level.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we don't even have kids. Like, if you had kids, I feel like you would. I'm going to be real with you right now. I'm going to be very, very vulnerable. I sometimes, if I wasn't married to Jason, I wouldn't eat. And it's not because I'm not hungry. It's because I'm like, I don't have the bandwidth to go to the store and to cook something right now.
It would be cereal Sunday for you.
Yes.
Like it's every day.
Which we both know when I eat cereal, then that affects other parts of my life. So I guess what I'm trying to say is sometimes it is literally my job to just keep my head above water. And I know that that's really hard for me to admit out loud because I know a lot of people look at me and put me on the inspiration stage or the motivation stage,
or the knowledge stage.
And yes, I have that too. But in my everyday life, sometimes it is just a chore to cut my toenails.
Well, and part
to
of that,
bathe and to brush my teeth and to get those very basic things under control because there's so many other things that I'm doing.
Yeah. And that's why I think we need to get a personal chef. We need to get a personal toenail cutters, like a manicurist that lives in the house. The chef and manicurist can live upstairs, the masseuse. So the manicurist needs to be a masseuse as well. Because those are the little things that we like to have that we don't take care of that often.
Okay, I guess we're getting a little off topic because what I'm really trying to say is we always say, open your awareness, open your awareness, open your awareness. And yes, that is very, very important. But then there comes a point where filter.
Where are you busy being busy instead of focused on where you want to go? And that overstimulation.
And maybe it's time to let some things go. You know, I notice I've been feeling in our house it feels very, it's getting a little cluttered, mostly with art projects, like Jason said.
And skis. Like I've probably got 20 skis out there and you use 2 of them.
And we use 2. So maybe it's time
1 or 2
that we let go of not only the physical things in our life, but also maybe some of these, I don't want to say let go of your dreams, but it is time to maybe
pick a dream.
To pick.
Like pick the one that's the most important to you and that you've actually grounded yourself. You've sought inwardly, what is the most important thing for me? What would it be like if I never accomplished this in life? And then start leaning into making that happen. Because that doesn't, and you might achieve it a lot quicker than you thought you would because you're not overwhelmed and overstimulated by all the other opportunities out there.
Yeah.
But if you die or you end, like you are unable to, or you're incapacitated in some way, and you haven't achieved that goal, that's where you're going to suffer major regret, all these thoughts of, I never got in the ring. I could have been a contender.
Right.
You know? But if you pick one and you say, this is important to me right now, this is what I'm going to focus on. And all that overstimulation that I deal with, I'm thinking of it right now. Like it's
okay. So then I guess that leads us to the next question, and maybe we should make this our next podcast. Is I know we always say your soul knows, but I literally get stuck time and time again with, I don't know what that is. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I'm 50 years old. Oh, I'm going to be 50 this year.
Yeah. So what do you want to be now, or what do you want to be next?
Oh, that just reframed it slightly. I am married to a brilliant man. I just want to say that. Okay. Overstimulation. It's baby steps. It's filtering. It's getting grounded.
And it's recognizing that you're dealing with it.
Yeah.
Because so often we go through life and we don't recognize we're just being overstimulated and we've lost a little bit of that focus. I love that you have the awareness around like searching for what is it that I want? What is it that's next? And not just continuing to go through the motions like so many people do.
Okay. Thanks for joining us.
Keep living lucky.
Bye-bye. If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.